What's up? So most of you may know by now that Obama has been nominated. He's going to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for 2009. And there's some controversy on this because they're questioning how much he actually did. Confederal socialists amongst them who believes that this, makes the Nobel Peace Prize lose all meaning. I don't think so, only because I question how much meaning the Nobel Peace Prize has in the first place, considering how many times the UN or different UN committees or organizations have won them. I question how much they're actually worth. But I mean, so let's look at the reason here. So the reason is, I quote, "for his extraordinary efforts to strengthen international diplomacy and cooperation between peoples." Is that true? I don't know. Maybe. It seems that he's winning an award for basically not being George Bush, for giving people hope for a world without someone that's insane. I mean, if the criteria for the Nobel Peace Prize is togetherness and hope, I mean, technically you could award Osama bin Laden the Nobel Peace Prize for having brought all Americans together after 9/11. That's how loose the standards are on something like this. Now, if I were Barack Obama, and I think Barack Obama is smart enough to see this, I'd be pretty pissed off. Because all this is going to do is make him catch more slack. Or flack. Not slack, flack. They're going to be like, this nigger, he done won the Nobel Peace Prize, and George Bush, he done be the president for 8 years, and he done freed the Iraqis and the Afghanistanians, and if you liberals had let him have his way, he could have freed the Iranians and then their Pakistanians. He could have freed all of them, and you done give this nigger the Nobel Peace Prize? That's unheard of. That's the general reaction, and Barack Obama knows that that's the kind of shit that he's in here. If I were him, I'd just say, look, I'm humbled by this prize and whatever, but here's somebody I think that deserves it more. And then he picks, he finds somebody in Africa that's doing something for AIDS relief or something. He finds someone in Asia who's doing something for human rights, and then he suggests them, they win the prize, and you have, it's good shit all around. Not only does Barack Obama look humble as shit, but, he gets noted for having been nominated for the prize, which is good enough, and some other person gets to win the prize. That's what I'd do if I was Barack Obama. I don't know. Weird. I mean, if you can get a prize just for not being George Bush, that says a lot about not only the Nobel Peace Prize, but what the rest of the world thought about George Bush. I'll talk to you folks later.